Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Man, happy Friday. I hate to say it like that because there's so much to talk about, y'all. There's so much going on right now, and it's man, I was hoping to have a little bit of a lighter show for you guys today. I might be doing something a little bit later on today for you guys on a much lighter subject, but unfortunately this is a conversation we need to have because this is unbelievable, and it's a story that's being spread right now all throughout social media, on TikTok and all that stuff, and we got to talk about this. I know it has nothing to do with AHJD, Gabby Petito, or Brian Laundrie, but let's be real, these situations matter too. These conversations really, really matter. And we need to talk about this because this is insane. And we need transparency immediately, okay? As soon as we can. But, you know, we got to have the hard-hitting conversations too, other than just true crime and people who lie, okay? And celebrity news. But we got to talk about this, y'all. Because it matters. It most definitely does. And with this story, this broke my heart because I saw it last night, and man, it just really when you find out more information about this young man and who he was and all that, it just hurts even more. And it's something, like I said, this is a conversation that needs to happen. We got to have those hard-hitting conversations. We talked about Roe v. Wade. We talked about the shootings that happened, the Robb Elementary School shootings and all that. So we got to talk about these things. We have to. And I love everybody. I love all y'all. But we have to talk about this. And today we kind of have to be serious, unfortunately. And I wasn't wanting it to go that way, but hey, you know, the world works in mysterious and very devastating ways in that way. So we got to get into some stuff. We got to get into this story. I'm only here for this one story today. I got to make this one a short one for y'all, but we're here for an informative time. Okay. Maybe not a long time, but informative, but a very informative time. And I promise you later, there will be a much more lighter subject as a pop-up or something like that coming around the bend. Okay. But we got to get into the conversations today, y'all. Let's get into it. Before we do that, though, you know the procedure. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Send it past 100 likes really quick. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. That would really, really mean a lot to me. And let's not forget to crush that subscribe button. Okay? Your boy's working hard out here in these streets for that A. Okay? Especially with this kind of topic that is devastating to talk about. So please hit that subscribe button. That really, really, really mean a lot. Okay. And of course, Misty just said something. Let me pull that up. Just something light. She said, Pascal, off topic. Huh? Why are you wearing long sleeve shirt when you're in a hot ass Miami? You make me hot to see you in a long sleeve shirt. Yes. Yeah, it's cold. Okay. Like, apparently my wife runs hot and I don't. So, she likes the AC blasting, not me though. Okay. So, I like to be a little bit warm. That's just me, but biology, I don't know how it works. Somebody explain that to me real quick. Okay. But anyway, guys, we got to get into this story. It's time to get into the thing. But Drea Nation, thank you so much. Please hit that like button down below. Send that, because this story needs to get out here. Real talk. This story needs to get out here. All right. As soon as possible. Okay. And Infinite, I saw your thing about the Carnival Cruise. I will talk about that on a later show. Today, I'm only focusing on this one for right now because this one matters. But I appreciate you sending it to me. I already knew about that story, and I was planning on doing something longer today. I was planning on doing a longer conversation today, but I got things to do. I'm on vacation. So I will talk about it on a later show. I promise you that. But today we got to talk about this one story and this one story only. And it revolves around this young man, 25-year-old by the name of Jayland Walker. Jayland Walker is from Akron, Ohio. And his life was taken by 60 some odd bullets that riddled his body late Monday morning, okay, or late Sunday night, all right? So we got to talk about this, and the information right now is just sad. And I know not a lot of people are going to want to talk about this because I know a lot of people like to talk about multiple other types of stories or want to hear other stories, but this is something that I noticed not a lot of people have talked about. Not a lot of people have talked about this story, what's going on and everything. And we need to get into it and we need to bring awareness to it. So today is for Jayland. Okay. Today or this show is for Jayland. So we're going to jump into this thing. All right. Now, I don't understand how this even goes down, but we got to look at this whole story. This whole story does not make sense to me at all. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Okay. It really doesn't. So we got to get into some stuff here, guys. We just do. Okay, so please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Send those likes all the way up. That would really mean a lot. Share. Because right now, like I have not seen anybody talk about this, at least on this platform. I've seen a couple TikToks, but I ain't never seen anybody talk about this online. And I know not a lot of people like to talk about this kind of story. But at the same time, these stories still need to be told, period, point blank. So I got an article that I wanted to share with you guys first, a video I wanted to share with you guys first, a news clip. So let's take a look at that really quick, shall we?
And First at 5 demands for accountability tonight from Jayland Walker's family. Good evening, everyone. I'm Delon Dillard.
And I'm Courtney Gooseman. We appreciate you joining us at 5. Today, there was anger outside the Akron Justice Center as protesters called on police to fire the officers who shot and killed Walker Monday. News 5 investigator Tara Morgan is live in Akron. And Tara, Walker's family is calling for peace during this investigation.
Right. They are calling for peace. But here right now downtown, you see behind me the protesters still screaming for accountability. They are angry and they have been screaming at police all day long. The family is devastated. At one point during a news conference today, we heard screams in anguish and we were told that was the mother and the sister. And the attorney says Walker was a law-abiding citizen and was shot for a traffic violation. Jayland Walker's senior class picture. His attorney wants you to get to know the man Jayland was, a beloved son, brother, and nephew.
This is not a monster. This is not a man who ever caught a crime in his life.
Literally, no police record whatsoever. This young man was clean as far as a arrest record, police record, you name it. Clean.
Akron police shot and killed Walker overnight Monday. Police say Walker refused to stop for traffic and equipment violations, and that officers heard gunshots from Walker's car as they chased him, but didn't see a weapon.
He was shot for a traffic violation. We're here to find out how, we're here to find out why, and here to hold those accountable.
Attorney Ken Abarno says 8 Akron officers will need to answer questions. The attorneys don't know how many of the officers fired their weapons Monday, but tell News 5 the makeup of the 8 are 7 white officers and 1 black officer.
Okay. So you hear that. And the thing is of course we're gonna get into more of what's going on here. So please, if you can do me a favor, share this story, share this video, share this feed, tweet it, put it on whatever social media that you are on, because we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and talk about this. And this story needs to be out here. I'm just going to say that. This story needs to be out here because it doesn't make sense. Now, you just saw a second ago. I'm going to show you guys here in just a moment. I'm going to roll this back just a little bit because there's some footage here that I still can't believe. You see how many bullets? These are not like table placings, okay? Those are not table numbers. Those are actual numbers of how many bullet shells, bullet casings that were on the ground in the area that this young man was shot and taken. His life was taken right there. Do you see how many numbers where all the bullet shells are just on the ground? That's not even that's just the beginning of it, sweethearts. That's just the beginning of it. Okay? Real talk. So we got to look at this, okay? This is just crazy, all right? I got an article, and of course, family is obviously devastated. Understandably, they're devastated. And Pam, honestly, don't know why he ran. We don't know why he ran, but that still does not mean that just because he ran means his body should be riddled with bullets. They're saying over 60 times he was shot. 60 times. And the way that they treated his body after the shooting is still beyond me. We are going to get into all this right now. Okay. So, of course, we see here, and this is all from Akron Beacon Journal, but Jayland Walker's family demands accountability. They said, we don't treat animals that way. Like, we don't even treat animals this way. And the way they treated Jayland, like I said, if you hear the story, you're going to sit here and go, wait, this doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense for me. So we got to get into it, okay? The grief-stricken family of Jayland Walker, who died Monday after police said he fled a traffic stop, gathered Thursday to call for peace, understanding, and justice in the latest officer-involved shooting. An attorney said the family is demanding accountability for the multiple officers who reportedly shot Walker dozens of times following a 4.5-minute car chase that led them to Firestone Park. Police alleged that a gun was fired from Walker's vehicle, but have yet to explain whether he was armed when he was shot in the arms, legs, abdomen, and face by multiple officers. Again, I have to emphasize, multiple officers. The reason why I say that is, trust me, when we get to what the police say, what happened after he got out of his car, multiple officers is going to start playing a very integral part in what I have to say here very shortly. So multiple officers, all right? Multiple officers then handcuffed him on the ground of a parking lot until a medical examiner arrived to pronounce him perished. This is another very important part. A gun was found inside his vehicle. A gun was found inside his vehicle, according to the medical examiner report. Okay. Now, what is nuts to me is not only just from the actual shooting, how this young man was taken, but it's also the other part of how they took care of him, how they did what they needed to do after he had already been basically. He was gone. His spirit had left before his body even hit the ground. I guarantee you that. Yet he still was handcuffed. And we're going to get into that here very shortly. Infinite Content, thank you so much for the 5. Police have said after Uvalde, why should we ever trust the cops' side of a story? I smell cover up. Yes, we're going to get into it. Infinite trust and believe. We're going to get into it. Okay. So let's go. Okay. That's one part of it. Okay. Now there is more to this. Okay. Now what the police say. Okay. What did the police say that happened? And that's an important part here as well. We got to hear this part. Trust me, we're going to get into more, but here it is. This is what, according to the police, this is what has gone down. All right. Police said Jayland Walker, 25, of Akron, refused to stop and then fired at officers who tried to pull him over for traffic and equipment violations early Monday morning. So Sunday night, late Sunday night. Okay. The department said officers attempted to pull Walker over around 12:30 a.m. Monday at the in a particular neighborhood in Akron's North Hill neighborhood. Police said Walker fled in his vehicle. I'm sorry. So he took off in his vehicle, leading officers on a chase down Route 8 towards Interstate 77 and the Firestone Park neighborhood, where his life was later taken. Walker allegedly fired a gun from his vehicle while police were in pursuit. Now, we don't know, like, I'm going to say it now. I don't know if that's entirely the truth. Did a car get struck by a bullet? Did he really lean out and blah, blah, blah? We don't know any of that stuff. The question is, dash cam footage? We're going to get into that here very shortly as well. Okay? But this is what they're saying is what has happened, what has gone down. He leaned out of the car and started blasting at 50 whilst on a car chase, okay, in his vehicle. Police said Walker jumped out of his still rolling vehicle. So they ended up at a Bridgestone America's campus. He jumped out of his still rolling vehicle, all right, in this parking lot. And then he created, as they say, a quote unquote deadly threat, leading officers to use stun guns and then firearms. Now, one thing I want to point out here, okay? This is the one thing I want to point out here, and I'm going to get to that super chat here in just a second, okay? And thank you so much for the support in the super chats. I really do appreciate it, because I know, like I said, not everybody wants to hear this story, but this is a story that is very important. But let's get into this part. Jayland created a quote-unquote deadly threat. What was this deadly threat, y'all? Mind you, they said his weapon was inside the car. So as he gets out of the car and tries to run or violently gesticulates with no weapons on his body, the cops are not able to successfully detain this man with their stun guns or use physical force. Let me just say that again. Or use physical force. The reason why I say this is there were multiple officers there. Multiple. We have, apparently, according to this article, there is camera footage of the interstate, of certain roads, showing that there were multiple squad cars following Jayland Walker's car. Multiple. So when he finally pulled up in this parking lot near this Bridgestone America's campus, he got out of his car that was still rolling, apparently. He didn't put it in park, but the car was still rolling. He got out of his car. Multiple cops surrounded him. They used stun guns, and yet they couldn't even take this young man down. Multiple cops against one man. Make that make sense, y'all. To me, the math ain't mathin'. So right after that, they decided, oh, never mind. We're going to pull out our firearms and use deadly force because he's posing a quote unquote deadly threat. Then let me ask you guys this. Where's the deadly threat at? Where the deadly threat be at, though? There was no weapon on his body. He was unarmed. And he was only one man. This was not him and an army of other friends with him, standing with him in solidarity, trying to get all violent with these multiple cops. These multiple cops could have stood together and taken him down, physically taken him down, so that he could be safely detained and put into a prison, a jail cell. But no, the exact opposite happened. When they used stun guns, he didn't go down. He didn't fall. That wasn't good enough. You're telling me volts of electricity shooting through his entire body didn't slow him down? And yet still, this is an unarmed man, and you couldn't have used physical force? All y'all? All those multiple cops? Sorry. Like I said, the math ain't mathing. Somebody make this make sense, okay? But let's continue on here, all right? Man, this is crazy. To me, this is crazy, okay? But let's continue here. And that's why I keep emphasizing multiple cops, multiple officers were on the scene at the time, and multiple officers have been put on administrative leave. Now, that is some new information. Obviously, this article has been updated overnight. But that is some new information that multiple cops have now been put on administrative leave. And damn right. But at the same time, hopefully a lot of these cops are getting fired. Now, this is the important part right here, guys. Right here. Traffic camera video obtained by the Beacon Journal shows only one cruiser in pursuit when Walker gets on Route 8. A second, and that's at 12:31 a.m. A second cruiser follows within seconds. So there's two cop cars on him when he's driving off. Understandably, they're pulling him over or trying to pull him over doing something. One squad car sees this. They start chasing him down because they're on a high speed chase with him right now. Then obviously, I'm sure that cruiser or that officer calls in saying, yo, I got this guy. I got a car. It has taken off. So a second one follows him. Then obviously more start to follow. More squad cars start to accumulate, trying to get this man or person who's behind the wheel to either slow down or whatever, right? Because you don't know how dangerous this person is. I get that piece totally. But let's continue here. That is at seconds after Jayland tries to take off. As Walker passes Exchange Street, 8 cruisers are now following him. 8. Some have partners in the car. Some just are riding in that squad car solo dolo. Let's just throw that in there. So I'm going to be nice and just say 8 cops, 8 individual cops in their own individual squad cars or cruisers are following him at this particular moment. Let's continue. At 12:35 a.m., a camera at Interstate 77 and Archwood Avenue shows 10 cruisers. Okay? 10 of them, 10 cruisers following Walker into a residential area. Several turn right after he continues straight, because I'm sure they're trying to find a way to cut him off or get around him, so on and so forth, so that they can slow this man down. 10 of them, 10. And let me tell you, those cruisers aren't driven by computers. Those are actual human beings behind the wheel of those cars. Just so you know. So you got 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cops chasing down Jayland Walker. Multiple cops were there. So you're telling me that multiple cops, 10 of them, weren't able to take this man physically down without anybody losing their life? 10. Unarmed man, as far as we know so far. Unarmed man. 10-5-0. None of them were able to take him down successfully. He's Superman? He's Superman? And stun guns? No, don't work either. So you pull out, all of them pull out their guns? Like I said, hold on. Man. Hold on. I need to calm down just a little bit because that frustrates me, frustrates the hell out of me. Let's get into this. I got a couple super chats, and I appreciate you guys coming on here and hearing this story because I know not all of us want to hear this on a Friday, but this is life, and this is truth, and this is the way the world is sometimes, unfortunately. Even on a sunny, beautiful day in Miami, it can still have a dark cloud of devastating news like this. But let's get into this, and please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. It helps the algorithm. It helps this story get out there more, and this is a story that needs to get out here. Just like what happened in Uvalde and all the other stories that have been going on out here. This story needs to see the light, and people need to start saying this young man's name, period. But we will get into some more of that in just a second, okay? Danny G, thank you so much for the 10. I really do appreciate it. That's absolutely insane. If 60 shots connected, they at least let off close to 100. Wow. Yeah. Allegedly, it was 90. Allegedly, 90 shells were found at the scene of this crime. Because in my personal opinion, and we'll see here in a second, the medical examiner's office calls this a homicide. So we could say this is the scene of a crime. 90 shots, y'all. 90 were fired. Okay? So let's continue here. One more time. Thank you, Carlette. Thank you so much for the 20. SAC PD are deliberately hunting disabled Black female military veterans, setting them up for executions. Whoa. I did not know that. And that is some information I need to look into. Real talk. But thank you so much for the 20. And thank you for bringing that and making me aware of that as well. And I will look into that here very, 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 very soon. Okay. But let's continue on with this article. Like I said, 10 cruisers, y'all. 10 of them. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, 10. Sorry. 10 cruisers so far that we know of that were caught on film, on video. Okay. So now here's a very important part of this story because a lot can be said from the medical examiner's records as well. That tells a story too, right? So the Summit County Medical Examiner's Office said in a news release Wednesday that Walker died from multiple gunshot wounds and gave the manner of death as homicide. That's very important right here because the way this man's candle was blown out is totally unjust. Incredibly excessive, incredibly off. Okay? The preliminary autopsy report can be available as soon as today. So hopefully we'll be able to get something in a few hours here to find out what the heck is going on or what more information that they received, as they examine his body, so on and so forth, and get the real truth. Because right now, what is being alleged is that he had been shot 60 times. That's what's being alleged. But obviously, a lot can be told from the autopsy report, okay? So, but this particular article was able to check out the investigative worksheet for the case Wednesday at the medical examiner's office. So, the record states Walker was lying. This is the part that's frustrating too. So, Walker, his body was found laying on his back and in handcuffs when a medical examiner investigator arrived at the shooting scene. His body was already riddled with bullets. Allegedly up to 60 gunshot wounds were into his body, riddled with bullets. And yet Guarantee you he probably wasn't he wasn't alive. But they still handcuffed him, laying him on his back on the handcuffs. Okay? He had been shot in the face, abdomen, and upper legs, according to the report. The weapon was recovered from his vehicle. A weapon was recovered inside his vehicle, y'all. Inside, not outside, and not on his body, not laying next to his body. None of that, y'all. Weapon was inside the car, y'all. Weapon was inside the car. Now, this part is very important because I know a lot of people sit here and go, oh, wait, 60? That's why I'm saying allegedly, because of this part right here. And this part is very important too, okay? We got to look at this. About 150 thumbnail photos were attached to the worksheet, including more than 60 pictures showing bullet fragments. Now, this part is very important as well. It was unclear, it was not clear, however, whether some of the images were photos of the same fragments taken from different angles. That part is very important, okay? Okay, so, but in my mind, I go, okay, so maybe he wasn't shot 60 times. So it could be bullet fragments from the same bullet, but still, no matter what, he was shot more than 30. He was shot more than 15. He definitely was shot more than once. He most definitely was shot more than 10. You see what I'm saying? The amount of bullet shells, okay, bullet casings that are on the ground, and they're saying that the cops unloaded on him 90 times, over 90 times. You're telling me those guys don't know how to aim? You're telling me that maybe less than 60? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's the same, a couple of them are the same photo from the same angle. Still, you're telling me it don't matter? It don't matter. They unloaded on this man. Okay? They unloaded on this man. Patricia, thank you so much. And yes, I agree. Absolutely sickening as hell. Okay? Unbelievable. Okay? But let's continue. Doesn't even matter. I mean, I understand they got to be clear on that part, but this is what the reports are saying so far, that this young man was riddled with bullets 60 times. 60. Imagine what we have been upset about on one shooting, like on a one bullet, right? A 5-0 pulls out their gun. They shoot one time, and that young man becomes, is no longer here. Imagine how all of us, okay, have reacted to George Floyd with the knee on the neck, and how long Chauvin was on this man's neck. The amount of excessive force that has been put on people is unbelievable to me. And then we look at something like this, and this is 60 bullets. 60 pictures showing bullet fragments. There ain't no way one bullet entered his body and split apart 60 different ways. There's no way. Then you see what I showed you guys earlier in that news report, in that news clip. The amount of fragments, the amount of bullet shells, that were on the ground. Like I said, those weren't place numbers. Those were the amount of bullets, amount of shells that were on the ground, because these cops unloaded on this young man. And as of what we know so far, this young man was still unarmed. From what we know so far, this young man was still unarmed. I got a little bit more here, okay? And I'll get to some of these other super chats as well. Now, this part is very interesting and very important as well. One information has not been released, and this is extremely important because at the end of the day, this is going to tell us everything. Not only just from the medical examiner's office, the autopsy reports, you name it, but actual other information that they still have withheld so far. Okay. So let's look at this right now. Okay. And I'm really looking forward to this piece when this does come out. Body cam footage. Body cam footage is everything, y'all. That's going to be able to show us everything, the full truth of all of this that's going down. All right. So it is expected, the body cam footage is also expected to drop or be released Sunday under a city ordinance setting standards for the release of a video following officer-involved shootings. Now, the chief of police, Stephen Milet, all right, who discussed the shooting to this particular article on Wednesday, said the department will release, and this is very important too, they will release all the body cam videos from the incident rather than just the 3 videos required by law. So the department is required by city ordinance to share footage from at least 3 body cameras within 7 days of the incident. The law requires all footage to be released within a month of the incident. But this police officer, this chief of police, is saying he gonna put it all out. Okay, he gonna put it all out and expose all of it. And trust me, when it does come out, we gonna watch it. If it's 10 body cam videos, we watching 10 body cam videos. Period. Because I want to see what happened here. And this is just the body cam footage. Now the question is, there was a 4.5-minute car chase. You got to remember that. Is there dash cam footage? That question is going to be answered here in just a second. Obviously, Milet declined to answer multiple questions about the shooting, asking for the public to be patient while more information is gathered. I understand that he's doing his due diligence, but at the same time, I hope he is not using this time to try to cover things up or to redact certain things like video. Oh, we can't show you these 3 minutes, so we're going to cut this piece out. That's what I'm hoping we don't see. I'm hoping that there's full transparency, and that's exactly what we need right now. But let's continue here, though, too. Milet wouldn't say how many officers fired shots, how many shots were fired, how many times Walker was struck, and what threat Walker posed to officers when he was shot. He didn't answer none of those questions because I guarantee you this man didn't do anything except drive, try to get away, and then got out of his car. There's more to this, though. There's more to this about Jayland that I'm curious about, that we are going to be talking about here very shortly, because you got to wonder, was Walker in the right mindset? Was he mentally sound? Where was he mentally for him to want to skid off? Also, what kind of dialogue was he having, if there was any dialogue between him and the police officer when, if he was actually pulled over? That's the part. Like, what was the dialogue before it turned into a car chase? Was it just lights went on, like the police, lights went on and he just kept driving and he just didn't stop? Or was he pulled over and then there was dialogue and then he just put pedal to the metal and kick rocks, trying to get away from 5-0? Those are some questions I'd like to know as well. But the body cam footage will have that answer for us. Let's continue here too. He said he plans to share a video of the confrontation with Walker's family before it is released to the public during a news conference in the next few days. And I don't have a problem with that at all. I think the family should be the first to see everything before anything else. They should be the ones to see these things, and then the public can see it. This is their son. These are the last moments their son or their loved one, their sibling, was on this planet. So I do not blame them. But here's a really crappy part. I was about to curse, my bad. But here's a really crappy piece of information right here. Akron cruisers do not have dashboard cameras. Do you realize how big this part is right here? They said he was driving and he was firing his gun at these squad cars, at these cruisers, as they were trying to pull him over, as they were chasing him down. So how are we going to see him actually bow, bow, bow? You see what I'm saying? How are we going to see him actually unload if he did on 5-0? How are we going to see that? Like I said, questions that I have. The questions that I have is unbelievable, okay? But then again, if the body cam footage is rolling throughout the entire car chase, maybe we'll be able to hear actual gun fire. Maybe we'll actually hear that, but I don't know, okay? It's still strange to me that the Akron cruisers do not have dash cam, do not have dashboard cameras. That is wild to me, okay? Still. Now, this is the part that I wanted to show you guys because this makes me wonder where his mind was at, okay? Where his mind was at. And it's a little bit of like insight on who Jayland Walker was, what kind of man he was. And there's some information here that's really devastating and sad as well. We got to look into this. But, you know, like I said, questions pop up. I have many of them. Not everything has been fully put out there yet. We have to wait for the dash cam the body cam footage. We still have to wait for the body cam footage because that is very important as well, because that's going to explain a lot. That's going to explain an incredible amount. I got a couple super chats. Let me get into those real quick before we go into getting to know who Jayland Walker was. Laura Estrada, thank you so much for the 5. Pascal, it is brother Latif's birthday. What's up? Hey, happy birthday, Latif. Happy birthday to you, man. I wish it was a little bit of a lighter show, but unfortunately, you know, we got to talk about this as well. But I appreciate you coming on. I see Latif in here as well. I appreciate all, you coming in here even on your birthday. And so happiest of birthdays to you, my brother. Okay. And give your dogs and your kids a big old hug from me, okay? And enjoy that birthday cake because you know for a fact you deserve it. All right. Can we give them a huge shout out? Everyone, let's love our friends and uplift each other, especially now. Absolutely. I totally agree. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. Carlette, the hunt is happening quietly in Sacramento for disabled Black female veterans. This is a secret underground way of violating our disabled Black vets, and the landlord is coordinating with SAC PD. Wow, that's new information for me, and I need to look into that, Carlette. So I will be checking that out to see what the heck is going on with that. Okay, I got one more super chat, and it is right here. Latif, thank you so much, man, for the 10. You didn't have to give me anything, but thank you. And happiest of birthdays. He says, I want to thank everyone for my birthday shouts. Yes, I said birthday at the shop wrenching. Okay, you do your thing. Work. Thank you again, Laura Estrada, for my big shouts. Hey, happiest of birthdays, my brother. Happiest of birthdays. I hope it's a great one. And, have a drink on me kind of thing. Cheers to you, my brother. Mazel tov. Anyway, let's jump into more of this. Now, this is the thing. A lot of us would like to know who Jayland Walker was. And the thing is, this kid did not have a mark. Not one, did not have any marks. Did not have a police record, anything like that. All right? But there is a piece here that is very important as well. And I'm wondering where his mental state was. Okay. So they're obviously grieving over this young man, understandably. And Jayland. Okay, so first off, they said His aunt wanted to share the true character of her nephew. He was a graduate of Butchell High School. She said, "We just want everyone to know who Jayland was. We don't want him to be portrayed as some thug." Their attorney Bobby DiCello, who is representing the family, obviously said Walker never harmed anyone and never had been in trouble. Jayland was a full-time DoorDash employee and had worked for Amazon previously. DiCello said the 25-year-old was in good spirits during his last contact with his family. "We love Jayland. He was my skinny little nephew," Walker Dawkins said, the aunt said. "We miss him." Now, obviously, the family's wanting some more accountability over everything. We just saw this piece. Where their lawyer, and of course, the mayor and all that, had to say some things about everything. We know that no police officer ever wants to discharge their service weapon in the line of duty. And anytime they must, it's a dark day for our city, for the families of those involved, as well as for the officers. Tragically, we are once again faced with a young man with his life before him gone too soon. Every single life is precious, and the loss of any life is absolutely devastating to our entire community. Our prayers are with Jayland Walker's loved ones, and we offer our sincere condolences to all those who knew him. Our thoughts are also with our Akron police officers and their families. Very even keeled here. That sounds like what a mayor would say, I guess. We want to reassure our citizens that more information will be coming in the following days, including the body-worn camera footage that recorded this incident. We are keeping our promise to the community, understanding that there can be no trust without transparency and follow through on commitment. And that part is extremely important. Transparency and follow through. We have every confidence in the Attorney General's Bureau of Criminal Investigation to conduct a thorough, fair, and honest investigation. We will cooperate fully with that investigation, and we have made it a top priority for our staffs. As a city, we are committed to this process and trust that it will yield a fuller understanding of this incident. That's what I'm hoping that we see. Okay? That's what I'm really hoping that we see here. Now, there is a piece here that there is quote unquote transparency like a mug. Okay. Now, there's a little piece here that, of course, I wanted to share with you guys because I still wonder if maybe there was something going on with him, and I'm trying to find it. It just disappeared on me. I'm so sorry, guys. Just bless me with a second here real quick. Yes. All right. So this is the piece that I was trying to find. So who was Jayland Edward Walker? Okay. He was 25 years old. Apparently he was a standout wrestler at his high school. He graduated in 2015. He worked for Amazon, then took a job driving for DoorDash. Apparently from the Walker family's lead attorney. He had aspirations of starting his own delivery business, and he was engaged. This is the part that was really tough to hear. He was engaged to be married until his fiancée, Jamisha Beasley, also died tragically last month. So in May, he lost his fiancée. Beasley was struck by a hit and run driver. And this driver, apparently this suspect, is still out here. The driver has yet to be found following a car crash on a highway outside of Cincinnati. Walker was not with Beasley when she passed. So the family couldn't say when the two had planned to get married, but Their families are grieving together. People close to the Walker family said that at church on Thursday. Okay. So in my mind, I keep thinking that maybe, just maybe, and I'm not sitting here trying to make any excuses, but I'm just saying maybe he was just not in the right mental space. He lost the love of his life a month before, or the prior month. I don't know how many weeks that was where she left, but at the same time where she crossed over, but we don't know that piece either. Obviously, right now, I'm just saying speculation. Okay. This is all speculation so far, but this is what we know so far. And I keep thinking that maybe he just was not in the right mental space and he just didn't want to mess with police officers. But then again, we don't know what really went down. All we know right now is what I've just talked to you guys about so far. Dash cam footage has not come out. Any of those things. We don't know anything as of yet. All right. Hold on. T, send that to me. Email it to me if there's something going on. Check out this video and subsequent videos on this channel. Oh, nope. That's what I meant. Found some info. If you found some info, send it to me, please. Email it to me real quick so I can read it or show it. Okay. But like I said, we don't know everything yet. All we can do is look at it, see what the information that we have that has been received, and try to understand, try to make this all make sense. You got 60 GSWs, okay? Gunshot wounds. You got 60 GSWs in this man's body. So clearly they unloaded on him. Then after he had been shot, he obviously was already gone. They still handcuffed him and then waited for the medical examiner to show up and to pronounce him actually perished. And it makes me wonder if they tried to do anything to administer any life-saving procedures after they had shot him down. That's the other question I have as well. The other part is as well, what happened beforehand? What happened? What led him to, like I said, put pedal to the metal and start trying to run? What happened? The only thing that we're going to really know or find out, the only truths that are going to be exposed is through these body cam footage. All of it. All the body cam footage, all 10 of them. If there were more cops there, if there were 10 or more, all the body cam footage that was involved, all of them. It still doesn't make any sense. What happened? Was there dialogue? Did 5-0 threaten him? Was there an argument? Just makes you wonder what actually went down. Okay. But let me see. Is there something? Okay, there we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going to pull this up real quick for us to see together as a fam. Let me just scroll through this real quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to show this video right quick. Thank you, T. I'm going to show this, guys, so we can see this together. I haven't seen it. T just sent it to me, but hopefully it's all kosher. Let's go.
Police after a chase.
Lydia Aspar explains how this began and how it finally ended.
In this video obtained by 3 News, ODOT cameras have 4 different angles of a police chase in Akron. It ended with the suspect shot and killed by police.
Hold on. I'm going to roll that back one more time. So there was a bunch of squad cars right there.
ODOT cameras have 4 different angles of a police chase in Akron. It ended with the suspect shot and killed by police. Now, according to investigators, the driver refused to stop after a traffic violation. Here he is on Route 8 near East Glenwood.
Pretty much on the on-ramp onto Route 8, officers reported hearing gunshots from the vehicle.
Police.
They heard gunshots, heard it. Like I said, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that they ain't telling the truth, but at the same time, I would love to know proof. But where, like I said, I want to see the body cam footage to actually hear said shots being fired. I need to see the Carfax, y'all. That's all. Where the Carfax at?
Chased the suspect all the way down the highway with lights and sirens, eventually getting off at the highway and ending at the South Akron Bridgestone facility, now the focal point of the investigation. Police say the suspect ran from the car and several police fired their weapons, shooting and killing the suspect.
So we're still trying to sort out, did he have a gun? Where was the gun if he had a gun?
Okay. So you see that? I'm saying something ain't mathing right. Something ain't mathing right to me. Something ain't mathing right to me in this situation. But again, these stories are just as important as any other stuff, like, you know, all the other stuff that we have been talking about like crazy. You know, we've talked about Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, Gabby Petito, Ezra Miller, Brian Laundrie, you know, and all this other stuff. Shoot, Jussie Smollett, Aura, BC, you know, the dog guy. Can't say those names, unfortunately, but you know what I'm saying. GM, JE, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But at the same time, we need to talk about this because we're seeing something that seems like possibly that the blue might be covering for themselves. But then again, we don't know yet. I'm interested to see what happens with the police of the chief of police putting out all angles of this incident. Once we have all that, okay? Once we have all of that, then we can actually come up with our own full decision. Okay? And, you know, I see people sitting here saying that there's no cover up here. Okay? If there is no cover up here, then we will see it in the body cam footage. We will definitely see it in the body cam footage. And so we will sit idly by and wait for Sunday, because Sunday is when they're allegedly releasing or at least showing the body cam footage to the family first, and then they're going to release it to the public for everyone to see with their own 2 eyes. So I'm going to sit and see what happens, because let's be real. There was a lot of shells on the ground. There was a lot of shells on the ground. Regardless, shooting him that many times, in my personal opinion, is excessive force. Okay? Even if it is 10 times, still excessive. Still excessive as hell. We have seen footage where men have died just off of 1 bullet. 60? I don't know. Like I said, once we get the body cam footage, because there are no dash cams, which I think is ridiculous as well. There needs to be dash cams on all squad cars, on all cruisers, so we know everything. Even when there is a high-speed chase and they're alleging that this man took his gun and fired out of his vehicle at these cruisers. If that is the case, then we will see some of it in this body cam footage. But then again, again, guys, this is a very devastating and sad story, where I'd like to see everything. I want to see full truth. I want to see full transparency. And I want to have justice for this young man. Whether he did deadly threats or not, we will see all of it in that body cam footage. And hopefully we'll just get the truth, accountability, and transparency on everything that went down that took this young man's life away. Anyway, guys, that is the show today. That is the show. I do appreciate all y'all for being on. This is a very important conversation. We need to have this conversation. I will say this too. Let me kill this music for a second. I will say this too. Media can get a piece of information and run with it. This could have been 60. It could have been 40. It could have been 10 bullets. We don't know fully until we actually get the full scope of everything. Okay. So, and of course, I have to play both sides of the fence. So I'm just on that other side of the fence really quick to say, okay, this is what has been alleged. This is what has been alleged. So let's get this body cam footage. Let's get this autopsy report out so we can actually know exactly what went down. But the fact that they're saying the reports are coming out that he was allegedly shot 60 times is just mind-boggling to me. It's devastating. It's disgusting. It's heart-wrenching. It's aggravating. It's frustrating. That kind of excessive force shouldn't exist ever. Ever, y'all. But let's sit back and find out what the body cam footage says. Because the body cam footage, as long as it's not redacted or cut out, will show us some truths. So you'll hear from me on Sunday for show on what this body cam footage shows. And hopefully we'll be able to watch it together as a family. All right? Anyway, guys, again, it's time to get going. All right? And like I said, hopefully I'll have something a little bit later on for you guys today that's a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit less like this, something more pop culture. But like I said, this is a conversation that needed to be had. And I really do appreciate, lower this music a little bit, but I really do appreciate all y'all for coming on and just hearing the story. I really do. It does really mean a lot to me. Okay. You guys are incredible. You guys are the best family out here. Real talk. I couldn't ask for a better family. Real talk. And yes, T, yes, thank you. So please go check out my merch page. Please check that out. Hit that join button to support the channel in any way you can. That would really mean a lot because these kinds of stories don't get out. Okay. These kind of stories do not go out there. You talk about something salacious about celebrities or something like that. Everybody and their mama wants to see that. But when we talk about a young black man their life being taken, not a lot of people want to see that, and it doesn't get traction. So please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, and please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? And also, for those of y'all who already have subscribed and watched this show, share this feed. Put it on Twitter, share it wherever, Facebook, whatever, okay? Support this show and support this story so we can get down to the nitty-gritty and find out what really went down. Because imagine if that was your own son or your best friend. It doesn't matter. Your husband or wife. Guarantee you'd be just as upset. Anyway, guys, I love all you guys. All right. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Hopefully I'll be on a little bit later on. I'll let you know if I am. All right. And I'm going to go look at life and breathe in life right now and enjoy some sun and enjoy some loved ones. Okay. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Keep your head up. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I will see you guys very, very soon. All right. And if there's any more developing news around this, for a fact you can get it right here on The Pascal Show. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy your Friday, guys. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.